Hello everyone, this is Dylan from the Turtle Club, and welcome to a Turtle Club beginner guide. So today we're going to be going over the red staples that you might need for any red deck you want to build. This is made for newer players, in case you might not know what cards to pick up for your red deck, so this video should be here to help you find out what you might need. So let's go right into it. So the first thing is the common cards. These are the easy ones to obtain, usually about $1 or less. So we have Testing the Opposition, so they're very good free negates. Basically every red deck uses these token negates. They're free at 5 life or less, always play a blocker token, so they're very good to get. They usually come in starter decks also, so we'll go over that. And we have Beerus Ball, just a good 1 energy counterplay. It's up to 15k or less from coming into play as long as your life's at 4 or less. Very easy splash into any red deck you want in case you want some more counterplays for your deck. Raditz Saiyan Youth is probably the best red super combo in the game. It's a Saiyan, so it's searchable in a lot of decks. And also it's a draw 2 super combo, which is usually the ones that you want. Usually filtering through your deck as fast as possible, as much as possible, is the way to win. So the best super combos are usually the ones that draw 2, and Raditz is the one you want to play. So then we have King Vegeta, another counter that's pretty generic for red. He negates the counter of any free extra card with energy cost of 1 that they use. Pretty nice because a lot of extra cards people use for free are cost of 1. So King Vegeta is a nice way to counter that. He's pretty cheap also, so if you're ever, getting into those matchups where people are abusing those 1 energy counters for free, you can pick this up and stop them in their tracks if you want to with that. Then we have Topo Righteous 8. He's a pretty classic floodgate for 2. It's only 1 red, so you don't have to use like a mono red deck to play Topo if you don't want to. But he has a really good, just a generic floodgate. Your opponent can't attack unless they discard 2. That's on anything including leaders, so it can stop your opponent's entire turn, which is pretty nice. Then we have a Cell Max. He's a pretty nice, just 1 energy, 25k swing. He's a blocker, and he has an effect whenever he dies, minus guard by 30. Very good for defensively and offensively. Just a nice card for any red deck to play. Android 13 is only for non-Saiyan decks, but he is nice because he does. He's a pay 1, draw 1, and a 20k, which is very good stats. And obviously minusing a battle card or Unison by 15 is very valuable, since Unisons are quite a threat now. So obviously minusing Unisons is pretty nice there, and obviously just having any kind of removal for 1 is very nice. So if you're playing a non-Saiyan deck, Android 13 is a very good one to pick up. And then I have the starter deck here in the corner because a lot of these cards, or a few of these cards actually do show up in the starter deck itself, like the Raditz is in the starter deck, and the Testing the Opposition's in the starter deck. So, and another one we'll be talking about soon is also in there. So if you ever want to just try a red deck out, I would say Pan is a very good one to start with. It does come with some of these staple cards, and it's also just a good deck to play. So, alright, we'll be going on to the Z deck cards. These are the ones that usually every red deck can play, as long as you don't have too much of like your own archetype in your Z deck. If you have some room, you can split these slots in. So we have Son Goku and Non-Stop Attack. He's a nice just 1 energy, 16k double striker. He also kills the guy on play. As long as your deck plays a 30k or more, like pretty easily, this guy can be just a 1 energy double striker, which is very valuable. Rush Attack Vegeta is just a very solid Z card. He always has been since he's been out. 2 energy. He swings twice. He combos twice to replaces the Z energy that he gets that you have to use him on, which is pretty nice. And he also clears boards and Unisons too, so that's pretty valuable also. And then he's also another double strike threat, which can obviously be very good to end games. And then we have the Son Goku Defender of Life. This is one of the ones that came in the Pan starter deck, so it's very good there. That's Deflect Double Strike. It also burns your opponent for 1 if you're at 4 or more life. So if you ever want to just get your opponent's life down without having to attack them, you can just pay 2 for this, burn them for damage, and then also swing at them to get them in that lethal range. 20k Barrier Double Strike, very solid card. And then we have this Time Set Kamehameha Mighty Blast. So this one is quite expensive, I will say. It's about $15 to $20 as of this video. So it is a little more up there, but you can get away with just having 1 in your deck. It is Z deck cards, so you can just get away with having 1 if you don't want to spend too much money on it. But it is very needed because the red color is kind of based around having a Z extra for your main floodgate that we'll talk about later, which is Explosive Dance. So this is definitely the card that you want to pick up if your deck doesn't come with a Z extra, because lately red decks have been making Z extras with their decks coming Z extras coming with it. So if your red deck doesn't come with a Z extra, you will need this card, which is probably the best Z extra to fit with the Explosive Dance. It's just a one drop, and it's also a 15k combo whenever you want, or you can do the pay one, which is really ridiculous also. So if you definitely want to get a Z extra for a red deck, this is the one that you want. So at least one of them is definitely needed, I would say. So definitely get that. Alright, then we're moving on to the high-end cards. This one's costing a little bit more or a lot more, depending on which card you're looking at. So Pan Grandfather's Strength. Very, very nice card for any decks that just power up cards, like the Pan starter deck. Obviously does that a lot, where you increase your card's power. She has an effect where whenever this card or any card's power is increased, you draw one and minus the card by 20, which can happen on either player's turn. So if you're playing a red deck that powers up a lot, this is just a nice card to just pay one, play it, and then it also has a nice effect on it. King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. Now, this is only for red Saiyan decks, but it is a nice, just another floodgate for the opponent, and noise barrier, minus 5 every time they swing, and it's also free if your life's at 3 or less. It's a very, very nice card, about $4 or $5, not too bad. So if you want some more defense for your red Saiyan decks, this is definitely a decent one to pick up. And then Super Saiyan Son Gohan defeating the demon, very, very good counterplay. If your deck gets Z energy a lot, or you have like Z extras or Z battle cards or Z leaders that have a lot of Z energy cost on them, you can actually decrease the cost of this to make it a 1 energy counterplay instead of a 4, and then it minus the card by 20 on play. So in double strike and blocker, just very, very good stats. And yeah, just very good card to play in opponent's turn. Can't really go wrong with this if your deck generates a lot of Z energy and stuff. So very, very good card there to pick up. An Explosive Dance. If you're gonna get any card from this video, it needs to be Explosive Dance. So it is still a little bit of money. It just got reprinted in the anniversary box, but it's still a little bit of money to pick up. You definitely need at least 3 or 4 of these to make a red deck really good. This is like the main defensive card for red. It's very ridiculous. Only works if you have a Z extra in play. So we were talking about the Z extra SS4 card earlier. The Mighty Blast, you do kind of need something like that, or one that already comes with the deck, like the Future Gohan deck already comes with one. The Rain Android deck comes with one. Both the new red decks from this newest set, Super 17 and GT Goku 18, will have a Z extra. This is the card why they have the Z extra, because you do need the defensiveness of this card to survive. So very, very good card there. If you're going to pick up any red card, it has to be Explosive Dance. It's too good not to. Red decks cannot usually live without it, so yeah, this card is very, very busted. Definitely pick that up if you need it. And then we have SS Broly Surging Attack. This card's pretty expensive. I wouldn't say you need this card to play any red deck, but I did have to put it in here just to shout it out, because it is just a very good generic red card. 25k crits, and it can also draw a card or KO 15k or less, so very, very good card there, but it is pretty expensive, like $40+, so I wouldn't say you need to pick it up if that's too much money. I wouldn't blame you, but I'm just shouting it out because this is a very good card to get. If you want to pay the money for it, you can, but it is a very, very nice, just generic red card, 25k crit. You can't go wrong with that. Very, very good. So, all right, we'll end this off with the red Secret Rares. So this is obviously the big bucks card. So if you don't want to pay too much money, you can just not have to buy a Secret Rare. But these are like the most generic ones. You can use in like any red deck almost. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, just a very decent 4. He costs 4, which usually Secret Rares don't cost that much anymore for their ridiculous effects, but he's pretty decent still. You crit your opponent a life, and you also choose all of your opponent's battle cards as units, ignoring barrier, and put them in the drop. So you can end the game. If your opponent's life is at 1, you can pay 4 for this and just end the game there. And it's also triple strike, and it can be dual attack. So if you don't have any other options, this is a decent one to play. He's not as expensive as the other Secret Rares. He's been reprinted, so he's not too bad to get. If you want a cool looking Secret Rare to have in your deck that can end the game, he's a pretty neat one. Then we have Bursting Rage. Bursting Rage isn't so much just for red decks. I put it in here just because it is a red card technically, but you can use it for any non-red deck, any deck that has a Z leader. Bursting Rage is very, very good. A Z leader with 20k or less, you can just place it on top of it. It counts as a floodgate, or you can cheat out any Z leaders that you want very easily there. So Bursting Rage is a pretty nice just defensive card, or it can be offensive, giving your leader 20k and drawing a card is very, very good. And then we have probably the best generic red SCR, as long as your leader is a mono red Saiyan and you only have mono red energy. This is always the Secret Rare you want to play. SS4 Vegito. Light in the Dark. This card is pretty ridiculous. It's free, looks at your opponent's hand, it's quad strike, it gives you later plus 10k for 2 turns, discards a card from their hand also. I mean, it does literally everything for free. I don't know if this card's ever going to get power crept with how ridiculous it is. So yeah, if you're playing a red Saiyan deck, this is the Sekiro you want to pick up if you can. It's very, very, very busted, so this is definitely the one you want to get. But yeah, that was the beginner guide for the red staple cards. Hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any cards you think I missed, let us know in the comments what you think the beginner should pick up. If there's any cards that I missed, we're going to try and help people get the cards they need. So if there's anything that you think that I missed, just let them know in the comments, and then we'll help them out together. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys think this has helped, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.